He's reduced that margin to Lowndes, but now we come into Lowndes territory.
2 minute 10.2 Craig Lowndes, 2 minute 10.5 Rick Kelly, 10.7 James Courtney, 11.4 Russell Ingall. Rusty was the one that suffered a bit on that lap. 11.5 Stephen Richards, 12.8 Steve Ellery in the Paul Morris car. Steve Owen at 13.8 in 7th. Paul Wheel, Alex Davis and Jason Bargwana, Brad Jones. That's the top 11.
Rick Kelly is second in this championship, has yet to win a race in season 2006. Wouldn't it be nice to win the big one? Positions remain as is as they crest the mountain one more time.
James Courtney just a little lock up on the run to the cutting that time. One slip up from either of these two guys in front, and the two Stone Brothers cars are in the box seat. 3 Fords in the top 4, Holden in second place. On board with Stephen Richards at McPhillamy. Little flick of the throttle. 4th gear. 210 k's, brake, 3rd gear. 2nd gear, S's. Dipper about 85, 90 k's, 2nd gear. 3rd gear, on the left is where his dad hit the wall this morning. 2nd gear, Forest Elbow. Accelerating from about 90 k's. Fastest straight in Australian motorsport, one of the fastest in the world. 1,600 metres of it. Into the super fast chase. Just have a listen and have a look at the commitment here. Big squeeze of the brake pedal. Brake temperatures roar up to about 800 degrees on the fronts. A short shift 2nd to 3rd to keep the car tracking straight. 4th. And look at this margin, 1st to 2nd. It's still so tight.
Nothing in it for the lead of this motor race. 888 is Craig Lowndes for Team Better Electrical. 15 is Rick Kelly. 3 car lengths as they climb Mountain Straight again. Let's ride with Rick.
5 to go. 2 minute 9.29 Craig Lowndes. 2 minute 9.37 Rick Kelly. 0.67 is the official margin. Here's the man in hot pursuit. Sun making it so hard to pick a turning point on the run to the cutting.
He was gutted at Sandown to lose by such a narrow margin to Jason Bright and Mark Winterbottom. He said if you get flogged by half a lap, well, that's better than being just beaten.
Lowndes cranking sideways. That's where he made the mistake early in the race last year. Just where you short shift from 2nd to 3rd, climbing out of the cutting, trying to get that 640 odd horsepower to the road. Craig again just cranking a little sideways. Is he knocking the rear tyre condition around? These two guys are putting extreme pressure on each other.
Normally it's Lowndes, the man who's applying the pressure to other people. It's the tables are being turned on him now.
Dipper starting the big run down the mountain.
Ford's hero versus one of Holden's rising stars. And there's young Jamie Whincup, teammate to Craig Lowndes.
2nd in this race last year.
John and Margaret Kelly, watch on. The parents of Rick and Todd. Pressure stuff.
Car's just, should I say, Craig's just drifting the car a little bit more through the chase than Rick. He's going to have to be a little bit careful of the hot air disturbance coming from the back of Craig's car as well. What do the lap times say this time through? Jason Richards is going back out onto the racetrack. That's good news. They could be classified. 8.9 for Craig Lowndes, 8.9 for Rick Kelly. What amazing pressure. 0.62 is the margin. James Courtney still 3rd at 2 minute 10 even. And 9.9 for Russell Ingall in 4th. Still Stevie Richards in 5th. Look at this.
It's a lovely shot. That illustrates it perfectly. 1st to 2nd. Into turn 2, and this is where the real climb begins.
Craig just using a little more of the exit space off turn 2. Rick choosing not to hop it off the edge of the curb there. He's right in his wheel tracks again. He track sacrifices on the exit a little. He's not using quite as much road all around this track. Craig's maxing out everywhere.
You think about the massive fluctuations in emotion for Craig Lowndes today. He got to drive around this track in Peter Brock's 1972 winning Tirana XU1. He was in tears on the grid this morning during the special tribute. Oh, and he gets Taylor there. And now, the complete other end of the day, he could be a Bathurst winner again.
Just sliding a little on those painted ripple strips.
The drag race down Conrod. They're running out of time now, running out of laps.
A bit of paper in the front, or a bit of plastic, I should say, in the front of Rick's car in the radiator intake as well. Front left wheel and tyre on Craig's car on the run to the chase. See in the front left-hand corner of car 15, there's something in there.
Whoa, it's on here between the teammates for third.
Stevie's in there as well in the Jack Daniels entry, car 7. What a recovery for those blokes this weekend.
This is for the final step on the podium. Courtney, Ingle, Richards. You ride with Ingle.
2 minute 8.6, new fastest lap of the race for Craig Lowndes. 0.62 is the margin. Also an 8.6 for Rick Kelly. They're trading punches in first and second. Oh, Jason Richards has whacked the wall. Will there be a safety car, and will we have a yellow flag finish? This will trigger a safety car, and we may well finish this race under the control of the safety car. If that's the case, then Craig Lowndes is the winner. What will they elect to do? Will they go full course yellow? We do not have that at the moment. We're still racing.
They're staying green, and Courtney has skipped away from Russell Ingle. Lowndes is answering the response. We're inside the stranded car of Jason Richards.
Heartbreak for Tasman Motorsport, for Jason Richards, for that crew of people. Fast all weekend, recovering from a problem on Thursday. Huge surf through the sand. What's the race director going to do? Is he going to leave the cars as they are? Will they run green to the end? We hope so.
Zinger replay, Jason Richards.
He couldn't steer the car. Could not steer the car. Debris all over the racetrack. So tough, so disappointing for this bloke. Oof. And for his technical crew, and that's big damage to boot. So they've got a nightmare on their hands before the Gold Coast.
The same spot that Marcus Marshall crashed and Stephen Johnson earlier this morning. And reports from Tasman Motorsport, it was power steering problems. And with that replay, it was kind of a little obvious, wasn't it? Back to the front. It is still on. This is far from over, and no sign of the safety car. It looks like we're going to race to the finish.
I think race control has directed there will not be a safety car. That's good news. We're going to get a clean race to the end. These blokes are going to go punch for punch. Jason's okay, getting out of the car. Lap speed for Craig, 2 minute 9.5, 2 minute 9.6 for Rick Kelly. It's just going to be a local yellow flag at the top of the hill. It'll be 1 second where they can't pass. The rest of the track, it's game on. 0.64 of a second between Lowndes and Kelly.
2 laps to go. 12.5 kilometres to determine the Bathurst winner. Will Ford break its drought? It's all up to Lowndes. 1998 was the last victory for the Blue Oval. Or can be Kelly be Holden's hero?
I don't know that Rick's got enough. The two of them are on the absolute limit. Climbing from the cutting up towards Reed Park now, second to third gear. Through the blind right-hander, building speed, fourth gear, up now to about 205 k's. They're coming into the accident area. This is where Jace went off. He's parked up on the left to McPhillamy.
Listen to the crowd in true appreciation of some brilliant motor racing.
just like the Sandown 500 with a different key player at the front. It's that Toll HSV car in second. A tremendous performance from both teams and both sets of drivers.
And when we wrap this V8 Supercar Championship up at Phillip Island at the Big Pond Grand Finale later this year in December, it could very well be either of these two gentlemen that will be crowned champion. They are making their way to get notification of the final lap around Mount Panorama. And at this stage, it looks very much to be Lowndes. Kelly again closes the gap in the chase, as he's done every lap. But then Lowndes responds to that challenge. This is it, the final lap.
There's no cruise to the flag though. The two of them can't afford to relax and enjoy any of this. 1 lap to go, 6,200 metres of racetrack.
Last lap, mate, last lap.
I know it is, he said.
Campbell's been on the phone to Craig, told him it's the last lap. Eric's been on the phone to Rick Kelly, says it's the last lap. They know what's at stake. Two things, double-edged sword, championship and a Bathurst victory. These two fellas are fighting it out in the championship and they're on the absolute limit through turn 2.
The corner workers applauding them, cheering them on in what is an incredible finish to the great race.
James Courtney, incidentally, is still third. Russell Ingles, Stephen Richards, Steve Ellery, Steve Owen, Paul Wheel, Alex Davison, Jason Bargwana. That's your top 10.
If Rick Kelly can be close enough through Forest Elbow, you can tell where he's going to make the move. He will try and get Lowndes under brakes into the chase, but he's not close enough. Massive cheer from the crowd on top of the mountain. It's Lowndes. Unless something goes astray.
Great drives from both these fellas. They have driven the wheels off both their cars. Have not put a foot wrong.
There is a young Victorian back in the Better Electrical Garage by the name of Jamie Whincup, who is about to become a first-time Bathurst winner. For Lowndes, it'll be number 2. And Kelly makes a valiant effort, but he won't have it. It won't be enough. This weekend has been all about farewelling the great man, Peter Brock, the friend and mentor to Craig Lowndes. This will be a huge outpouring of emotion. 10 years in the waiting. Lowndes and Whincup do it. That is an incredible motor race.
Fantastic job, mate. Unbelievable.
And Campbell Little is in tears. You can imagine. And Whincup fist pumping on the wall. Lowndes has done it on the day he farewelled his friend.
0.5. 0.5. Half a second was the margin in this motor race.
Well,
James Courtney and Glenn Seaton will stand on the podium. Glenn's been there before. For James Courtney, it's a first time.
There's some conjecture as to actually who got third. Our timing and scoring says Courtney. Ingle gave it everything he had, and Ingle knows it. It's tight, and Rick Kelly, well done, Rick. Boy, did he fight hard. And Whincup gets his first Bathurst crown. He finished on the podium last year in the 2 Enduros. He finished on the podium at Sandown, and now he wins Bathurst with Craig Lowndes. Here's the replay. This is for third between the teammates. Courtney closest to us, Ingle the inside run. Oh, there's nothing in it. There is absolutely nothing in it. And James did get it.
There, and there it is. He managed it by the splitter length on the Geraldwin car. Well done, James.
With the Bathurst victory, it's fantastic.
Wow, look at Craig. Emotion overflow. This has been an incredible day for one of the sport's biggest names. And we'll hear from them all when we come back.
Is he youngster who likes to show his confidence. He's got a good nature about him, but gee, hasn't the race phase changed now?
Both of them did the same lap time then, 2 minutes 10.7. 2.1 seconds is the margin now between the two of them. So he quickly got, remember up at Forest Elbow last time, it went back out to 2.5 because of the traffic. And here's the great battle for 4th and 5th. Let's not forget them. Brighton, Winterbottom, they're still boxing on.
Nor Greg Murphy, who's still in 3rd position, holding down a podium spot for the Pepsi Max crew. Winterbottom has been so close, but just hasn't been in the position to have a look at Jason Bright. Have a look at putting a move on him, that is. He's got an eyeful of the Team BOC car, but Jason's doing a wonderful job holding him off. 4th and 5th. Shane Van Gisbergen is behind them in 6th. Russell Ingall is 7th. James Courtney 8th. Tony D'Alberto and Steve Owen round out our top 10.
Lowndes took another 3/10 in the first sector. Murphy at this stage is pretty much the Lone Ranger in 3rd place. He really doesn't have much pressure. Certainly it's a handful for Brighton Winterbottom. They're going to be very busy all the way to the flag, and these guys are just in an incredible arm wrestle at the moment.
It's as close as it's been, Crompo. 2 seconds pretty much. Down Conrod. Tander holding him off. Under 2 seconds is the gap. The end of this lap, there'll be 4 left. There's 3rd. Started from pole. Went through the wars like a lot of these guys did. Popped out at the end of the day in a podium fight for Greg Murphy and Alan Simonson. 1.9 seconds is the gap. 3 out of the last 4 laps. Craig Lowndes has been quicker than Garth Tander.
More to go. He only got 3/10 on you on that lap. Keep pressing on. You've done an awesome job.
It's 1.7 seconds. So at 10.5, 2:10.5 for Tander, 2:10.1 Craig Lowndes. Murphy in the 11s, Bright in the 11s, Winterbottom in the 11s. These two guys are the only ones that have got this cracking pace at the moment. Cars are getting very low in their fuel range now. Fuel load, I should say. And look, they're driving. You can just tell with the positions they're taking with the cars and how close they're getting up against the wall, how hard they're pushing. These are like qualifying laps.
Well, this is all or nothing now. 1.6 seconds is the difference. 1.5 seconds. He's getting closer and closer. But like you said, it's one thing to get close to Garth Tander, it's another to get around him.
MS, how you tracking, mate?
Man, it's on young and old, isn't it? Huh?
I just standing out.
The car so well.
I just stood out on the pit wall, mate, and they're driving. I reckon they're in that corner. They're 10Ks up on everybody, mate. It's great.
Well, no doubt. I mean, they're basically a second faster than everyone. 2 of them are trying unbelievably hard. I mean, this is the biggest race. It's a grand final. So, Larko, you can't believe right now, like, they're qualifying laps.
Yeah, I can, mate. I've been watching your knee for a little while, mate. I know what's going on.
Young and old.
Thanks, buddy.
Like the rest of us, Scafie can't wait to get back to the monitor and check it out.
That's Whincup in the background there. Remember, he's been having those problems with the battery in the car, and if you haven't been following his progress, he's 21st.
The difference now, 1.2 seconds.
Well, now it's not so much about numbers, it's just about the visual proximity of the cars. So they're going to be both scrutinising each other. Lowndes gets the better view. Tander will get a sense.
Mate, 3 to go, 3 to go. That's a push so hard to get there. Might not have any time.
Yeah, so basically, Tander looks to me as though the rear of the car's just starting to slide a little bit more. He's dragging everything out of it. Oh, he didn't get it turned in at 2. He didn't get it quite on the line that he wanted. This will get Craig even closer again.
3 laps remaining. absolutely incredible to think that you can have a motor race that goes almost 6.5 hours, almost 160 laps by now, and less than a second separating 1 and 2. The Holden Racing Team versus Team Vodafone. Tander against Lowndes in an ultimate grandstand finish.
He's going to be right on him. He's going to actually get to him, and I wasn't sure that was going to be the case by the time they got to the flag, but it is actually going to be a genuine battle between these guys, and there's no way on this planet that Tander's going to make it easy. He will fight tooth and nail, and there's no way that Lowndes got anything in his mind other than trying to mow straight over the top. A little anti-roll bar adjustment for the rear anti-roll bar, 1 click for Craig Lowndes. So these guys are going to draw on everything they've got. They've been doing it for a long time. They're both vastly experienced. It's 3/4 of a second. Garth Tander, lanky Western Australian, having a crack at the Victorian. They're both in Holdens, but 2 different flavours, and there's a lot of very strong rivalry between these 2 teams and between these 2 guys. Respect, but not a lot of love lost when you get down to the crunch. The margin is officially 0.67 of a second. The numbers kind of don't matter because it is going to be an arm wrestle to the finish.
Less than 12 kilometres remain.
Okay, mate, choose your position wisely. You've got him.
Well, that position has been turned to for Craig Lowndes.
But they've got to do it without crunching into each other.
And it's almost like they've got the circuit to themselves. No traffic around them.
And 888, because of all the queuing and the way in which things have worked for them during the day, they've not led at any stage during the day, but they might just end up leading in this car. Oh, look at Garth's car sliding off the cutting. They might end up leading when it matters most, which is at the sharp end of the race. Here comes Tander. Hold your breath, Australia, because it's game on. They're line astern at the top of the mountain. And watch this place erupt.
Tander's car is squirming. Lowndes is pressuring. Tander responds, puts the foot down across Skyline. Down through the S's. Absolutely nothing in it. The dipper. He can see Lowndes coming. He's right on him.
What a display from both these guys. We're not seeing mistakes. They're driving them within a millimetre of their life. There'll be no tyre life left for either of them. Tander covers. He wants to shake that Team Vodafone car out of the stream behind it. It's going to be an absolute nail-biter.
You watch how committed both of them will be through the chase. The slightest of errors can cost you or win you this race. You put it together, you'll get past him. But Tander's not going to let him go. He's going to fight it all the way to the finish.
Turn 2. Watch for Lowndes to have a big lunge at turn 2, but Jeremy's already said choose your place wisely. They need Craig to draw on all his experience at Team Vodafone. The guy he's beating or trying to beat here at the moment and beating to death round the rear bumper, Garth Tander at the Toll Holden Racing Team. They need him to be really wise here as well and cover the best they can. Has Garth got anything by response? Is he going to go up the inside? What's going on in the braking area? Tander covers. And he is going to fight hard. This will not be easy for Craig Lowndes, trust me. He's going to have to hope that Tander makes a mistake, and Garth Tander does not make many of those.
Lowndes looks left, he looks right. Everywhere he looks, Tander shuts the door.
This is the last lap of the race. Unbelievable. They're virtually at the point of paid exchange. There's less than 5 kilometres going in this 1,000k race.
On top of the mountain, they rise as one to see these 2 extraordinary drivers continue this amazing battle. Can Tander hold on and get his 3rd Bathurst Championship? Can Lowndes round him up and lead the race for the first time when it matters on the deck.
Garth is struggling for grip with that car, but he's still got him covered. I don't know whether he's got enough. It's just amazing. It's almost impossible to read. He does everything that he can to cover. This is for the biggest prize in Australian motor racing. Tandem by 2 car lengths at the moment over Lowndes. Lowndes has a look. Remember the brave move a couple of laps ago. He has a big crack under brakes.
Tander holds on. One more opportunity for Craig Lowndes to have a crack. It's been more than 30 years since a rookie claimed victory at Mount Panorama in a legendary finish. This is the year of the rookie and the pro. Tander and Nick Percat are the champions.
What a race. Well done, Greg Murphy too, and everybody at Pepsi Max. But that's extraordinary. What a pro, Garth Tander. He didn't have the car pace in the end, but he had the smarts and the experience and the poise, the concentration and the skill to get the job done. That's probably the closest finish ever. 0.29. 0.29 of a second. We started this motor race at 10:30. It's just after 5 o'clock Eastern Australian summer time. And they were 1 car length apart at the end.
Again, very professionally moves over, lets the next 3 guys by. And that's a healthy battle for the last step on the podium as Lowndes right up now behind Caruso. And Mark Dutton now tells Dave Reynolds that he says to Jamie Whincup that Dave Reynolds has been told to go. And he's also told him, mate, you can do it, which you've got to have that level of positivity.
So Lowndes has a look on the outside of Michael Caruso to try and get him on the inside as they head up the hill towards the cutting. Caruso right out on the left, now pushes across to block on the right. Lowndes wants to fire back. This is for 4th spot. James Courtney's in front of them.
You see how Craig can position the car pretty much where he likes at the moment. He's able to underturn Michael. He's clearly got some chassis speed there at the moment. He's applying it well. We know his car's been getting better as it sheds fuel load. And here's the battle up the front meantime. 2 big battles going on. One for the top spot on the podium, one for the last spot on the podium.
And Dave Reynolds had a big tank slapper off the back of that, just like that in the previous lap. That's where he's losing to Whincup. You've got to get off the dipper better than that because you've got to be closer at Forest Elbow. This is the spot that he can pass him, but he's got to be within a car length coming on to Conrod Straight. It's too far back. And he's got to work it out. There's nothing he can do. No one can help you. You have to find the way to get the car in the position to make the pass.
Similar story for Lowndes on Michael Caruso. There's Bev Brock watching on. She was here when car 888 was delivered by a helicopter earlier throughout the week. With that special livery paying homage, of course, to the great days of Peter Brock, 9-time winner.
James Courtney's been helped by Lowndes on the back of Caruso because Caruso was right up applying pressure to the second HRT car. Dave struggles here. He doesn't come out of there well enough, but he's got to get off the dipper.
Just keep putting pressure on him, mate. They're tighter than us. They are very tight. He's trying to save across the top, okay? You just keep putting that pressure on.
It's telling its own story now. The engineers are encouraging the drivers. You're in the driver's seat at home. You know what the numbers are. You know where we stand with tyres. You know what the deal is with fuel. You know what the deal is with lap time. It's going to play out to a mega brawl, this one. It's an absolute feast. We've got a great battle going for 1st and 2nd, a great battle going for 3rd. These two have clearly skipped away, and again a tail wag from Dave just excites the rear of the car in 2nd gear out of the cutting.
And just confirming that red trim one, we heard James Small say to Davey Reynolds, Davey's on full power and they're going to give it a crack to the end. And Jamie, I've just had a look, is still on full conserve mode. So say what you like.
Yeah, and like, that's what James Small has been telling Dave David Reynolds as well. But these guys in front, or Jamie in front, is conserving. It's very, very tight for him, so keep pushing, keep applying the pressure. You've got to try and make this guy in front, who has been the most successful driver of the last few years in our championship, make a mistake.
And that's
get close enough. That is not easy. It probably won't happen. So to get close enough, that's the job for Reynolds, to try and make a move. We've already seen him pull off an almightily gutsy move down here at the chase. If he can get close enough, no question he'll take another dive.
We know that he's been largely bulletproof under these pressure situations, Jamie Whincup, but he's really got a battle on his hands at the moment, because there's no question that there's some pace in that car of David's. Look at this.
Lowndes has got past Caruso. So Lowndes up to fourth. His next target would be James Courtney in a spot on the podium. They tippy-toe around Murray's corner.
Jamie's got nothing left under brakes into the last corner. So Davey is right under him. It was a 2:10.9 for Whincup, a 2:10.8 for Reynolds. There's 0.3 of a second in it, and Courtney's hanging on by his fingernails in third at the moment.
Across the top of a slow car, okay?
So the message remains the same. Keep the pressure on for David Reynolds. But also another message. Caution for traffic up the top.
And we're just reading the signs of what Whincup's tyre life's like at the moment. We're on board with Dave. Just watch the body language. A little bit of a slide there, up and over the rise. Just missed the apex. Does a good job under the tree to the top of Reed Park. Watch this now, over the rise, down to the grate. Nice mid-corner speed, bit better for Dave. And this is where he's got to be committed. McPhillippi Park, and over the rise at the skyline, down the hill. He's got to come off the dipper. This is the spot. Got to get round the left and now tuck in hard to the right and get off here. No, still not good enough. He just drops a car length. He's got to be closer. But he does a good job here. A little bit of a run wide on entry there for Whincup. A little bit of a slow throttle application on the exit. This is on.
Guys, just to add to the drama again, I'm still hanging around this Triple Eight pit. I just overheard them talking about be ready for a splash and dash. So this is close.
Look, he had to move it. He had to move it over.
And we know that they were stressing about it from almost the first flying lap on this tank load. So it's 6 seconds from first to third, but Lowndes is beginning to apply big pressure now to James Courtney. This is mega. A battle for first and a battle for third.
Lowndes is only 0.3 of a second away from the rear of car 22. You'll see it right here. So that's for third spot in this race. He's going to have a look at the final turn. On the inside, Lowndes will take the position, but can he hold it? And he does hold it. Craig Lowndes goes up to third.
So he had to lock it up. He had to back it into the final corner, crossed up, sliding, wheel stop, and Lowndes has come through from nowhere to be third in this motor race.
Can never discount him, can you? He is an unbelievable competitor. And a great pass for the final step of the podium. And this is on. Dave Reynolds right behind Whincup.
Well, now he's super close, Scafie, up through the cutting. So the top of the mountain is where Dave needs to do his best work. If he's going to be able to put pressure, like you say, at the dipper and then at Forest Elbow, if not through the chase on Jamie Whincup.
He's close. It's better. It's better. He's much closer this time. He's actually a threat now. He's punching David Reynolds. It's an unbelievable fight to the death here between these two. There's nothing in it. Reynolds hasn't blinked. Whincup hasn't blinked. Their maximum attack over the top of the hill.
This is the spot. He's got to be better here. Big slide.
Nearly got the wall.
He's trying so hard off there. He knows it. The car just won't do it.
The Holden fans and the Ford fans are polarised. They're cheering their men. Go, Jamie. Go, Davey.
Do a big conserve this one. Do a big conserve this one, mate.
So big conserve, the word from Mark Dutton, and at the same time James Small saying they're conserving, mate. Get him, get him, get him.
Neil, we're getting an alarm on the computer here, mate, so he's sucking in.
He's got nothing left in the tank, Jamie Whincup, but he's got 1 lap to complete. This is extraordinary if he can hold it off. It means they've done it to the millimetre.
It's going to happen again. 2 years in a row, we've got this ridiculously tight margin between two cars. We've all got sweaty palms. There's 6,200 metres remaining in this car race.
And what a way to finish the current Ford versus Holden era of V8 supercars at the Mountain. This is a Commodore against a Falcon going for the Peter Brock Trophy. Less than 6 kilometres left in this one. James Small is egging his driver on.
Come on, we need to pass.
This is extraordinary. This is the grand prize for a V8 supercar driver, for any Australian in motorsport. Davey looks up the inside at 2. They're both completely grip limited. There's nothing left from either men here. 3/4 of a lap remaining, and now they do the Mountain for the very last time.
6 hours and 15 minutes of racing. Absolutely nothing left in the tank for Jamie Whincup. He will cough and splutter his way across the line if he has to. David Reynolds going for his first ever V8 supercar win.
They've told Jamie to go trim 2 down Conrod, use more fuel, whatever's there, just use it. So Mark Dutton's urging, James Small is urging, there's nothing in it. It's millimetres at the top of the hill. It's Whincup by a whisker at the moment from Reynolds.
And this is it, go for broke time for Reynolds.
He's got to fire it down the inside at Forest Elbow. Just fire it down there.
Come on, Davey, win it or bin it.
Gets a little bit wide yet again. Mark Dutton jumps back on the radio to telegraph another message to Jamie Whincup, who has yet again put through an extraordinary drive. Under such enormous pressure, what has Reynolds got left in the tank? Has he got enough? Is he close enough to make a move on our championship leader? For the 2nd year in a row, this goes right down to the final turn.
They're both brilliant. Oh, big slide for Whincup. He just barely hung on to it then. They've both done a remarkable job.
Only 7 drivers have won 4 or more Bathurst championships. Today, Jamie Whincup joins the greats. He gets his 4th. Paul Dungrell gets his 1st. And David Reynolds on the podium, a whisker away from victory in a classic 2012 race. And Craig Lowndes, of course, is always there at the end.
Unbelievable. What a stunning performance by both those young men. Dave Reynolds put the ultimate pressure on the best operator in this business. A Ford and Holden classic.
0.3 of a second. David Reynolds, well done. Jamie Whincup, well done. Both deserving champions today, and Craig Lowndes, as I said before, from nowhere to make it 1 and 3 for Team Vodafone on this podium.
Thank you so much, fellas. Big week.
So he's now won 4 times, Jamie Whincup. That's the first time, though, in his own car. Paul Dumbrell becomes the 53rd driver to win the Bathurst 1000. And that, folks, is a fitting finale to a 50-year celebration.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. Sideways.
Just left a heap of rubber behind it as it slid out of the gutter. Coming out of the dipper in 2nd gear, almost whacked the wall, and well done. Takes 2 to tango in this race, and Dean Canto did a mighty job as well.
And James Small.
Make it up the hill, mate. Sorry about that.
He might need the Gojacks pretty quickly. He's got nothing there. Triple Eight's 5th Bathurst win in 7 years. 9 different lap leaders throughout the race. And there's Warren Love, who with Craig Lowndes ends on the podium again after winning the Sandown 500. You're unbelievable, Lowndesy. Come out of nowhere in this one with amazing speed at the back end of the race. And car 1, position number 1.
Now the dive to the inside again, but he can't do it. If he went in there any deeper or harder, Garth Tander will lock those rear brakes and fire off the road.
For the 2nd lap in a row, Jamie Whincup faster than Mark Winterbottom, but Winterbottom is holding him at bay.
The fastest man on the last lap of the top 6 was Whincup, followed then by Winterbottom, followed then by Reynolds. Reynolds continues to impress. in the green car on the right side of screen. There's third, fourth, fifth and sixth on screen from the chopper on Mountain Straight.
Mark Winterbottom now faces the toughest 5 laps of his life to win this race for Ford Motor Company as the factory Ford team with Whincup right behind him, 0.3 of a second.
Look at Tander, searching left and right. He's intentionally trying to be a pest on the back of car number 8 to unsettle Jason Bright. He's using all his race smarts. Well, they all are.
This is where the action will happen, Matt. I'm sure there'll be a dive here at some point. He's not quite close enough this time. He was closer on the previous lap. Now, Jason's got to get himself organised to stop it better. The last 2 laps, he's locked the wheel and ran wide. That's a better run. A little bit too wide still, but a much better exit. Whincup's lost 4/10.
It was across the top of the mountain, so I wonder if he just had a little bit of an incident into the chase. Look at Reynolds in the picture again, fighting for a podium spot.
He's the baby of the group. His 6th Bathurst 1000 start. He's hunting on the back at the moment of Craig Lowndes, who's enjoying his 20th.
He's making Lowndes cover, so he's got speed.
Garth Tander, his 16th Bathurst. Jason Bright, his 17th. So there's a lot of experience in the first 3 cars in that battle group.
And whatever ground that Winterbottom gained on Whincup at the top of the mountain, well, it's been slammed straight back because it's only 0.3 of a second, but they are coming up to traffic now. Car number 9 is in front. Stevie Johnson, he's been around here so many times. He'll know what to do. He knows that the leaders are coming. He'll get out of their way. But the fact is, when there's traffic around, you still have to negotiate it. So Craig Lowndes is being forced to cover David Reynolds, who is approaching rapidly.
Unsubstantiated rumour is that car 55 may not have got its full fuel delivery in the last stop.
Yes, heard the same over the radio just then.
In which case they'll need a splash.
0.3 of a second is the difference between first and second. That's exactly what happened in 2012, how they finished when Whincup held off Reynolds. Now again, Tander takes that high line and looks for the inside running on the exit.
Well, he's looking to get good corner exit speed, but what's amazing me here is despite driving shallow into the Forest Elbow, Jason Bright's able to hang on down the straight. So your point earlier about its straight line speed is valid.
Remember, the last time that the factory Ford team won at Bathurst was 1977, the official factory team.
Look.
Big dive, and they're off the road. Lowndes is going to go by both. Great move, Craig Lowndes. Wow.
Craig Lowndes goes up into a podium position.
Watch Davey. Bright lit up on the radio then. He wasn't thrilled about it.
4 laps to go.
So Lowndes has emerged 3rd out of this. What a nail-biter. It's still Winterbottom from Whincup. Now it's Lowndes in 3rd place. Tander has to gather it all back up again. Here's the battle for the lead. And then it's Bright, and then it's Reynolds. And for Bright, he's got to get it all back together again because he got flustered off the back of that. He hit the button on the radio and was very unhappy.
That's the move. Too deep for Tander.
And the reason why Bright's bluing about it was because he had to check up to avoid contact. And by having to do that, by turning right and lifting the throttle, it meant that everybody else got him.
So he'll feel that it was an awkward block pass, and that Red Bull, they react as you'd expect. I'll bet it didn't look like that at Team BOC.
Only 3 men in the history of this sport have ever been on the podium 12 times at this circuit. Jim Richards, Larry Perkins, and guess who? Peter Brock. Well, today, Craig Lowndes could join them in that elite company. He's currently in 3rd, but Mark Winterbottom is flying the forward flag.
In his 500th race, Craig Lowndes. And on the Ford point, the day after, Ford Performance Racing reconfirmed its support by the Ford factory, and that's vital. Let's have a look at a replay here, up at turn 2. Focus on Bright's gone wide. And that's allowed Reynolds to have a crack at him. As Davey got him, he has. Davey got him, he's gone up into 5th. So it's unravelling for Jason Bright.
In the blink of an eye, Bright has gone from 3rd to 6th. The gap is now 0.5 of a second.
The point I made before was that the factory team, we've obviously seen Stone Brothers Racing and DJR, Dick Johnson Racing, win for Ford. But not since Moffat in 77 have we seen the official factory team win the biggest prize in this sport. Huge pressure on for Winterbottom with Whincup right behind, still 0.3 of a second.
What a gift for Craig Lowndes that was, from all that hard work early. When the moment came, he just sailed on by. Reynolds in for fuel. Reynolds has come in for fuel, as we talked about before.
And that puts Scott Pye up into 6th.
There you go, didn't get all the fuel. That's killed them. What a disappointment after last year's great performance.
And I don't know, you've got to have a dive, haven't you? If you're that close, Australia's biggest race,
all or nothing, I
you've got to have a dive.
Place.
You've got to have a dive. So this is not done. We've seen the contact. We saw the drama in New Zealand where these two guys ran into each other 2 days in a row.
They begrudgingly acknowledge each other is about the best way to describe it. They're certainly not mates, and this means the most to both of them. For Jamie, he's done it before. He's got 4 on the board. For the man in front at the moment, it's a donut. It's 0. This could be the first. He's not even been on the podium, as I said before. So this is vital. So if you're Winterbottom, I reckon you throw every last little grain of your body at this task.
And you turn the mirror down. You back the mirror off. You don't even look in the mirror. You drive the car as well as you can possibly drive it. How close was that?
Thing up to the fence, and I reckon he just grazed it. He went super close to that wall on exit, Jamie Whincup.
And now Garth Tander's back in this fight for 3rd spot, being held down by Craig Lowndes. It took Tander a lap to get his rhythm back, but now he's having an attack at Lowndes.
Mark Winterbottom can't be conservative. What Neil just said then is you've got to do everything. You can see Whincup used all of the curb and more.
He went so deep, Jamie Whincup, into the chase, and now he has a look at the final turn.
Wow. And remember, if these two happen to trip over each other, the guy sitting there ready to take the free kick will be Lowndes. And Bright continues on the radio to be very dejected and very angry about the move that was put on him, because he's saying it ruined my race, it was illegal, it was wrong. He's hating what Craig Lowndes did to him.
They're now on lap 160 out of 161, so under 12 Ks to go. They've been racing for 6 hours and 7 minutes.
This is going to be a very fast race. May well be the race record.
Mark Winterbottom has not put a foot wrong since the last round of pit stops, since they juiced him up and said it's all in your hands now. He's holding off the championship leader, the man who has dominated 2013. He's holding off the defending Bathurst champion, the man who's got 4 of these titles under his belt. Frosty's never been on the podium before. He must be feeling the nerves. Right now, he's the only Ford driver on the podium. Across Skyline he goes for the second last time.
And this is after Ford Performance Racing redoubled their engineering effort in the machine shop to get this one right. Sandown was a massive disappointment for them.
And they've got to coax them now, Neil. You've got to coax Frosty home with this. Mark Winterbottom with immense pressure on. You've got to coach him, you've got to talk to him and make sure that he doesn't make a mistake.
What about the straight line speed between the Pepsi Max Falcon and the Red Bull Commodore? You watch how deep they go here.
And listen to see whether they're flat through here and on the limiter. Absolutely maximum attack. No evidence of the limiter. Whincup ranging up in the late part of the stop. Winterbottom sliding off the corner. Wincup's thing not too bad on the direction change. And just as I said it, he drops it onto the gravel.
Flashing lights now. Lights flashing.
Trying to distract Winterbottom. We're so close to home. Frosty still got this one. 6,213 metres of racetrack to run.
He ran it in too deep. He made a mistake. He ran it in too deep to that corner, into hell corner. He did not get off there well enough.
Whincup will have a look up the inside at turn 2. Frosty's going to cover it, and he does. There he goes. He moves right and further right and right again. He's on the white line. He's going to drop a spot here. They're side by side. Hold your breath, Australia.
Oh!
And Winterbottom hangs on.
What a battle!
Has hung on when it mattered most. Wow. And Frosty has had the big fight here, and he went punch for punch, and he's forced Whincup into a position where he's had the big slide the moment. He's lost momentum. Dumbrell is gutted. He's gutted.
That's the move. That's done it.
That was the race-winning edge for Winterbottom. Fight and fight and fight till there's no fight left. Wow.
That was as brave and as wild as we've ever seen in this sport.
It was a hell of a move from Whincup to try and go up the outside there.
And if he got it done, he was on the inside for the next corner. The reason he did it is he knew if he made the move, he was on the inside for the next corner.
Applaud this, because this is fantastic motor racing from both these teams, from both these guys. They are at the peak of their powers. What a moment.
Ford Performance Racing have had their troubles this season. Mark Winterbottom has had to go toe-to-toe with Jamie Whincup, who's been the standout driver of the last few years in this game. And Frosty has been waiting so long. After more than a decade of trying, Mark Winterbottom will win the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000 with Stephen Richards.
Oh, yeah.
Whincup and Dumbrell second, Craig Lowndes and Warren Love third. That's the moment that Mark Winterbottom has been working towards his entire racing career.
Mate, you boys are unbelievable.
They may not like each other, Matt, but there's a huge amount of respect from Matt. Two of the very best operators in the factory cars bumping at 260 kilometres an hour at the end of the straight and get away with that. Both guys, and Craig Lowndes, superb performances.
That makes Stephen Richards now a three-time Bathurst champion. Frosty joins the list of Bathurst winners. Well done, Stevie. His dad won the great race 7 times. They have driven together now 6 times, Winterbottom and Richards, and this one has paid dividends. And look at this. This is the moment that could have changed everything. An enormous move from Jamie Whincup. He just had to let it rip. Well, Mark Winterbottom has said it's all about family for him. His wife, Renee, his 2 little boys, Oliver and Austin, mean the world to him.
So, also inside the top 10 for Nissan includes Rick Kelly and Todd Kelly, 8th and 9th. There's a lot going on in the radio in the background here at the moment.
People are boxing on to the very last lap of this race. Personal best for Wincup, that lap was a 2 minutes 7.7. There's a new lap record that's been set by Mostert, 2 minutes 7.4. Percat did a personal best on that lap at 2 minute 8.5. And the margin now is 1 3/4 seconds between Wincup and Mostert. He's not backing away from it at the moment, Wincup. He's showing no sign of requiring to conserve fuel, despite what David Couchy said. Listen to the front tyres on the Ford. They're just chattering across the road at the cutting. Big slide by Wincup. He's got nothing left. This is a qualifying lap. He's squeezing every last 10. Got nothing left. Everybody in the paddock's got nothing left. They've given their all today. This has been a remarkable motor race. A range of precedents set, new lap records, races suspended, a string of incidents involving 10 safety cars today. We've been running for 7 hours and 49 minutes, and Wincup has got control by 1.66 seconds. For the last 4 years, this thing's been won by half a second or less.
And make no mistake, lads, Chaz Mostert is pushing that car as hard as he can because he knows his best chance is to push Jamie, make Jamie use fuel, make him use fuel.
Oh, how's that moment there? That's 195 kilometres an hour on the Exeter there, right out sideways. We've seen so many cars crash there over the course of the weekend of the last couple of years, and he just got away with it.
This is Winterbottom attacking Percat, trying to find every last point and position that he can at the moment. You imagine the emotion that he's got at the moment, but he's got to stay focused, and that's what he's doing. He's trying everything to claw back here. Larko.
Dutto, I have to ask you the question, mate. Everyone wants to know, millions of them, can you make it?
Yep.
Yeah? Love your confidence. That's all we needed to hear.
Mark Dutton, team manager, Red Bull Racing, formerly the engineer for Jamie Wincup. Dave Couchy's got that role now, and he just told Jamie, I want you to conserve fuel. There's Taz Douglas. He's on for a podium. What a result that would be for his short main game V8 supercar career. Look at this. Frosty up on the outside of Percat. They're going to argue all the way over the hump in the braking area to turn 2. Frosty's in an awkward spot. A very awkward spot out wide, but he's got to play for keeps. And he is. They touch. And Percat emerges on the other side, still in control. It's Wincup, Mostert, Moffat, Davison, Winterbottom, Percat, Heimgartner's an outstanding performance. And then the Kelly brothers, Todd and Rick. Fabian Coulthard is 10th. And the margin, 2.5 seconds between Wincup and Mostert. Still no blink from Wincup.
Oh, this is brave, Neil. Right at the end of the race, we've seen the number of cars today that have made contact with the fence. There's Renee with one eye closed saying, wow, that's pretty high risk in terms of that manoeuvre, but he got away with it. And they've taken huge risks today. I haven't seen a race at this distance over the many years with as many risks taken by the lead guys. They have been so bold and so committed.
We have 3 seconds to car behind. I need as much fuel as possible, mate, now. It's all going to help us. We're marginal.
So that's starting to get urgent, that message. He's got a gap. He needs to roll out a little bit. His best lap of the race, Mark, was a 2 minutes 7.7. His last lap was a 2 minutes 7.8. He's within a 1/10 of a second of the best speed he's achieved all day long. He's pushing the wheels off the Red Bull Commodore at the moment. But the big question mark is whether he can make it home. They're begging him, save fuel. Save fuel. Give us something to play with here. He's got the head down. The margin's gone out. It's 2.98 seconds. No, it's 3.02 now. It keeps seesawing in the micro sectors. Mostert tries to throw everything he's got at him. It's 3 laps to go. And another urgent call to Wincup. Save fuel. Please save fuel now. They're begging him.
That was a big moment for Mostert, Neil, on the exit of McPhillamy Park. We saw Lowndes make a big mistake there before, but wow, that's close. Some of the most historic moments, some of the best names have crashed at McPhillamy Park, and that was one that was really close. 200 kilometres an hour, 4 wheels in the grass.
20 seconds, covers 1st to 9th at the moment. Yes, there's been safety car interventions, but these guys at the moment are squeezing out qualifying
and lap record speed and performance at the back end of this race. Not a single person is left. They're glued to this all around the mountain. We hope you're enjoying the show too. We're going to give you every last little second that we can before we go to our news commitments around the country. Whincup has a margin. He just squeezed another 1/10 of a second. At what point does he call it quits? At what point does he try and save the last drop of this ethanol fuel? Here's Mostert. It's Holden versus Ford versus Nissan 1, 2 and 3. A big story today if Nissan can get up there on the podium with a car that's battered and bruised in the hands of James Moffat.
Mostert's taken a little bit of ground. He got back to 2.6 then. It's leaked back out again to...
So Dave Couchy, he's saying, mate, we've got 3 seconds. He's almost screaming at him now in my right ear, saying conserve. We're going to end up in the pot, which means he's in reserve. Once he gets there, he's got to be seriously careful. They're using fuel at the rate of around about 4.5 to 4.7 litres per lap. Why is Whincup continuing to hold that margin? Can he hear them?
Well, is there a radio drama? Because he hasn't responded. He's still going as fast. He's just done a 7.9. He did a 7.7, a 7.8 and a 7.9. Mostert's done a 7.8. I'm not sure whether he's actually listening to this.
Well, Mark Couchy's just been told by Dutton, maximum fuel conservation. The fuel guys have just been told, get out and get ready, get out and get ready.
We're not going to make it.
They're not going to make it. They're in the fuel pod, mate. They're in reserve.
Jade, I'm not joking. You're not going to finish if you don't conserve maximum. We're talking maximum minus 100.
I don't think he can hear them. I'm sure there must be something wrong. Is his earpiece out? Paul Dumbrell can't believe it. This has continued to escalate. I haven't heard him respond, and I've got him tuned on my radio at the moment. Whincup has been told over and over and over again, back off.
And the protocol always with Jamie Whincup is he always goes back and says copy. He hasn't said copy at all. I'm not sure whether he can hear at all on this. In fact, it's escalated out of David Couchy's hands.
Enough fuel for 1 lap, and you've got lap and a half to do. Copy that.
Focus on his earpieces. They are plugged in. I can see he's plugged in.
He copied then. He copied then. He pressed the button, the radio button. He said copy. Mark Dutton just said.
1.8 now. Keep using it. Keep using it now. Use as much as you can now.
So he just said, you've got 1.5 laps to go. You've only got 1 lap of fuel left. Copy. And he went bang on the radio. He understood the message. He hasn't understood in terms of pace.
Save more fuel at this stage. We're not going to make it. I need you maximum save. You've got 2 seconds to car behind. Maximum save, mate. We're not going to make it. We're just going to have to chance it.
They'll have very accurate fuel burn data. They'll know exactly what they're looking at Red Bull. They don't leave anything on the table. He's in trouble. He's going to lose the lead of this motor race on these numbers.
1.4. 1.4 the second gap now. Way back from 3. He has responded now.
I don't understand why it took so long. Anyway, you're getting your money's worth today, folks. Look at this. This might be the biggest moment of Chaz Mostert's career. And for Paul Morris, who's had a win here in the 12-hour, and he's done a lot of things over a long period of time, on his 22nd start, he might win this thing. It's only the 2nd start for Mostert. These guys are going to have an unbelievable duke out in the dying moments of this race. We've got less than 6 kilometres to run. It's an unbelievable storyline. Whincup is out of fuel. He's really struggling to get this thing home. Mostert is going to throw everything he's got at it, but he's got to be a bit careful. He can't throw it in the weeds.
He was just told, use it down the hill. We've got to be able to conserve the fuel down the hill so he can go down to the chase on full speed. Look at this. This is a battle for Australia's biggest race. Whincup is conserving fuel. Mostert is totally fine.
He's in trouble. He's got to be in trouble. Can he redeem this? I very much doubt it. He's just got to find a gap now, Mostert. This is for the Bathurst 1000 victory. And Mostert tries to go around the outside at McPhillamy. There's no space there. He tries to do it at Skyline. There's no space there either. Now he's just got a hold station because it's a one-line groove down through the dipper and on the run towards the elbow. This is off the scale. Off the scale as Whincup does everything he can. He had a 3-second margin. He blocks down the inside because he can. He comes away and another whack. And Mostert goes through on the inside. This is huge in Australian motorsport. They've gone
Ford Performance Racing. This kid is going to win this thing today, and so is Paul Morris.
Has not led a lap all day, Croppo. Not led a lap. Chaz Mostert is going to win with Paul Morris. Extraordinary motor race. Something you have never seen before.
We are approaching the 8th hour of the 2014 Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000, and Chaz Mostert, who's had 21 V8 supercar events and 56 previous races, is going to make a very special name in history here. He is the winner of the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. Moffat second for James Moffat. And Nick Percat makes it onto the podium. I'm out of breath. It's an unbelievable outcome. Davison fourth, then Whincup, then Winterbottom, then the Kellys, Todd and Rick, then Coulthard, and Craig Lowndes finishes in 10th. Genuinely unbelievable, Mark Beretta.
Unbelievable, Neil. Now, viewers in Victoria, New South Wales and South Australia, you are going to 7 News. If you want to stay with us at the mountain, go to 7 Mate now. Go across to 7 Mate to stay with the Bathurst 1000. If not, stay where you are for 7 News, which is coming up right now on the 7 Network around Australia. Thanks for your company.
I just did a quick run up and down pit lane, and every single team from Team 18 to Triple 8 has brand new Dunlop tyres laid out just in case. At Triple 8, I just saw them pressuring those tyres. We did see a late race BP pole safety car at Sandown. If we catch one today, similar to F1, I wonder who would be brave enough to roll the dice on new tyres at the end.
5 to go. 1.4 seconds. No more stops unless something odd were to occur. Can you see any margin change here at the moment, Mark, as Barry Ryan dares to dream?
Just contemplating life there, isn't he, Barry? He's a very, very intense racer. He was originally with Larry Perkins. He was within the Kmart organisation, the John Cronin and Jeff Gregg. And he's been at the forefront of this sport for a long, long time. Betty Clemenco has put the ultimate faith in Barry Ryan to assemble this team and get this team to the pointy end. They won the championship last year. They had a controversial off-season. And by the time they get their man back, this man driving today in an extraordinary set of circumstances to start the 2024 Repco Supercars Championship, he lands himself in this car at a time with the great effort today by Todd Hazelwood to position this car absolutely with just over 4 laps remaining in a position to win Australia's biggest race. It's a fairy tale for Brodie Kostecki. He's been very fast and very committed. We know how much effort he puts in, but to get all this together, the complexity of winning a race like this is extraordinary, isn't it? You think about the team effort, the men and women behind the scenes there at Erebus, and the complete preparation and professional protocols that you have to put in place to get a result like this is one of the toughest tests in sport.
He's only had 1 podium so far this year. It was back in Darwin in the Northern Territory too. So if there's a time to get your form together and have a good car and drive it so brilliantly, this is the place to do it. 4 to go, 4 laps remaining. And can you imagine the thoughts for Todd Hazelwood?
Yep.
So his previous best in a supercar is position 3, did it at Sydney Motorsport Park a few years ago. He's an absolute gentleman. He's only 29 years of age, and he's put a huge commitment into his motorsport career. He was hospitalised here after an awful shunt back in 2019 up the top of the mountain. And that's him, top right-hand corner of screen. And he'll be enjoying every last millimetre of this if this dream comes true. And he was a very big man earlier in the year when he started the season and he had to sidestep, and you could whinge and moan publicly and make a big fuss about it. It's not in his character. He didn't do it. He remained a part of the team, loyal player, and he might be rewarded now with something pretty special that he can stick on his CV and proudly join an elite club of drivers. We're talking about Todd Hazelwood, the co-driver of this guy, Brodie Kostecki, on screen, who's got that margin just a little bit further out now. It's 1.7 seconds. He's starting to stretch the rubber band just that little bit more. These are tiny, tiny fractions that he's eking out at the moment. A few mil here, a few mil there. But he can't afford a mistake either. And they've skipped well away now. 8 seconds clear the margin between Feeney and Brown. But Will's going to come home in 3rd position on current estimate. And if that is the case, he's going to further extend his Repco Supercars Championship lead going into the final 2 rounds.
I was just about to say that Todd Hazelwood would be more nervous than any other time of his life right now, because he's put such a great effort together and has been absolutely superb, but he's sitting there hoping and praying that this car holds together and they can get these last couple of laps done and establish himself as a Bathurst winner.
Brown on screen will extend his championship lead. And for Jamie Whincup, if things stay as they are, the 3-time runner-up becomes a 4-time runner-up. He did it in 05, he did it in 10, he did it in 13. And he might be on target here at the moment to create an 8th podium. And there is the 7-time champion and the 4-time winner of this race, who put together a nice double stint earlier in the day. That would not be easy when you don't spend your professional life in a racing car.
For sure. Yeah, we made the comment then that was a great drive to get through a double stint when you're not in them all the time. Now, we spoke a lot before the start of this race about reliability of the cars. There are all these things going with engines coming into this weekend. There are all these things going with vibrations through the course of the weekend. And as it turns out, when you do the numbers, Aaron Noonan just gave them to me, that in 2018, we had a 92.3% finishing ratio. That percentage of 92.3% is going to be knocked off today. So in 2024, right now, with Matt Payne the only car out, it's 96.2% finishing rate.
Amazing. Well, last year, 4 of the runners didn't make it. The previous year, it was 6. The year prior to that, 5 didn't make it. The year prior to that, 2020, 6 didn't make it. 5 didn't make it in 2019, and then there were 2 that didn't make it in 2018, which is why Aaron's picked that up in the data. But this year, it looks like only 1 car out of a field of 26 is not going to make it home. Conversely, if you go back to when we ended up with them scattered from one end of the place to the other in 2007, only 16 of the 30 made it. There were plenty of nuts, bolts and washers available at the end of the day of that one.
It certainly was. That had a little bit of wet weather to do with that one.
Might have done. Yeah. Barry Ryan, Erebus Motorsport. The tension's building inside the garage. That's Todd's mum. 1.4 seconds. The family in the background there can't believe what they're witnessing. We've got 2 laps to go. The shadows are now long. The sun's blazing into the screen, into the braking area at turn 1, and it's a punish on the run up to the cutting. We've been racing for coming up to 5 hours and 55 minutes. We've only had one, believe it or not, one safety car intervention. And I've got records in front of me all the way back to 2006 for safety car interventions, and there's never been anything like that number in front of me. We've had a couple of races in the history of the sport since inception for the safety car in 87, where we didn't have one at all in 89 and 91. But this has been quite extraordinary given the driving intensity that we're seeing out there. 1.5 seconds remains the gap.
And so the fastest race ever was 1991 with no safety car. It was 6 hours and 1. So sorry, 2018 was the record. I thought that 1991 was the no safety car one. It got knocked off in 2018, didn't it? Yes. So when we think about the length of this race, and to your point, Neil, 1,000 kilometres around here to roughly be at 5 hours, 55 minutes now with 2 laps remaining, it's an unbelievably fast race.
Yeah, 18, it took 6 hours, 1 minute and 44 seconds. But you go back 10 years ago to that wild ride that Mozzie won in 2014, it took 7 hours, 58 and 53, yeah. 7 hours and 58 minutes to conclude. So extraordinary. But this day looks like it's going to belong to Brodie Kostecki in what has been a very, very fast race. Coming up to some traffic here. Now that margin has just moved down a little again, back to 1.2 seconds. It's not enough to start popping champagne corks, particularly when there are cars in front. 1 lap to go. We've got less than 6,200 metres of racetrack to negotiate. What a special moment. And he won't be able to relax until he gets a little bit closer to the checkered flag, Brodie Kostecki. Todd Hazelwood cannot blink or breathe. Daniel and Betty are beside themselves with stress. Barry Ryan is watching down by the side of the racetrack here as well. He's got the glasses on to probably cover up a little bit of emotion. 1.3 seconds is the margin, and they've still got some traffic to negotiate. Turn 4 done, 19 turns to go. Brock Feeney has done an outstanding job today together with Jamie Whincup, Will Brown and Scott Pye. Cam Waters has done a great job with James Moffat. Chaz Mostert and Lee Holdsworth, our top 5, have driven supremely. With half a lap to go though, it looks as though we are going to confirm a victory here for Brodie Kostecki.
He won't want this because Courtney and Fullwood are pressing on. So Fullwood just went down the escape road and got out of the way. James Courtney is now the man to get out of the way.
They're getting blue flags, so they'll be aware of it. That margin's still sitting at 1.4 seconds. Both drivers have to negotiate some space around this traffic. Down Conrod Straight for the last time. What a moment for Brodie Kostecki. The politics, the drama, the trauma of the commencement of the 24 championship season for him, well and truly behind him. Into the chase with that big brake pedal application for the final time. Down towards the final corner. 1.3 seconds the gap. And Brodie Kostecki has shaken off the awkward start to the season to earn the biggest win of his career. Brodie Kostecki is the king of the mountain.
What an incredible drive. Absolutely millimetre perfect for the whole day. One of the greatest pole positions we've ever seen, and a life-changing win on the mountain for Brodie Kostecki and this young man, Todd Hazelwood. What a great reaction from all of the team. George Commons has applied the best engineering strategy, and that car has been absolutely impeccable all day. Congratulations to all the men and women in that team. Betty Clemenco there. Wow, what a result.
Todd Hazelwood, you're a Bathurst champion.
Unbelievable. I think I'm hallucinating. I'm just absolutely speechless. I've never crossed my fingers are purple. I don't know what to say. Lost for words. Like Bush, he's an absolute legend. We've been mates since day one, and to do this together with him, absolute rocket ship of a car. Thanks to Chico, thanks to Erebus, thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks for backing us all year. It's been a tough year, but man, when you win Bathurst, that makes up for everything. So incredibly proud. There's so many people I want to thank. My family, mum and dad, my sister, my partner Alice, everyone involved, this whole team. Woo! Bathurst winners.
And amongst it, Todd, I want to get over to George Commons, engineer for this winning team, because I can see he's got tears in his eyes. George, you're a Bathurst champion. You've just won the biggest race of the year.
No, it's incredible. Makes the can't believe it.
Tell me what it means. Tell me what's going through your head right now. The fastest race, it's all about strategy. What does this mean?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's so hard to win this race. It's just so hard. And then to do the championship last year and this year, it's incredible. He's an amazing driver, amazing team that didn't put a foot wrong all day. Can't ask for anything more.
Enjoy this, George. Congratulations.
What an extraordinary performance from this fella. When he's got the eyes on, when he's at his peak, like we saw last year, with all those podiums that we described and the victories and the pole positions,